How do you build a casual cafe nestled along a beautiful river in Tomarang in The Sims 4? Well, sit back and let me show you. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night. You're watching Just a Mom That Sims. I'm KT, and I'm here today for another Sims 4 speed build. This is a build that you can use in any of your save files. So if you like to have fun and you like a good story, please consider liking, subscribing, following, commenting. Just do all the things. I am here today building a cafe in Tomarang, like I said. Let me give my normal disclaimer. I do not edit my voiceovers when I do speed builds and cast creations, so please forgive my stumbling, bumbling ums and ahs and my slow southern United States drawl. So we are here today, and I kind of knew right away I wanted to build a two-story cafe, but it's almost like a half story up top. I don't think this is called the split level, but if you've been here long enough, you know I don't know architectural terms like that. So I'm putting in 2 bathrooms. I'm going with the basic square design, and I have 2 of these pergolas out front, but I'm only going to use one. I think it's going to be the one with the flowers, because when I went through, it's got a blue swatch. Now I am going to put a fence around this outside because it's going to be a balcony outside dining experience where you're going to also have some seating under the pergola. Again, this is a cafe, but I'm gonna be honest, as I started building, I really was starting to turn it into a restaurant. Like in my head, I was like, "Ooh, this could be a nice restaurant." Or I thought about turning it into a businesses and hobbies cafe where you can come and sit and pay by the hour to just laze around and eat pastries and drink your coffee. And also, I think I'm going to put a tea kit in, but it's going to be the kind that you pour the tea. So I'm like, you could come here and get you an old school cup of tea, not made in a machine that's really steeped. So anyway, I really struggle with the windows. I really predominantly use 3 packs. Those packs are For Rent, Get Together, and the Tea Time Solarium kit. So 2 packs and a kit. And I use Get Together because that's got the, tea, not the tea, but the espresso stand. And I had to use it. So yeah, most of this pack is actually the For Rent and Get Together. Now I love For Rent. I love the not only the gameplay, guys, but the build buy and cast are amazing. So I was happy to use that. I ended up going to the base game just to get the bathroom towel, because the towels that are available through those 3 packs are very fancy for the bathroom here. I want this build to be a cross between, like, it's not going to be run down, but if you look in the corners and the cracks of the building, you can tell it's seen better days, but it's being maintained with love, because whoever owns this cafe has really taken the time to try to keep it clean, to try to repaint walls when they get cracked. They tried to put some TLC or tender love and care into this building, but again, it's hard. It is by the river, but even the air in Tomarang is beautiful, but sometimes it can crack the walls, because even though this is a river, this is a seaside town, and the salt tends to eat things, if you've ever been in a real seaside town. But the wind blows, it chips away at the paint inside, and we have to put rice in the salt shakers so that it doesn't stick together. But that's the kind of place we're in, guys. So I'm going to take these big saucers lights out later. Everybody kind of knows I like to build with them so that I can see them really, really well. Now, this is the first cafe that I built, so I actually placed both of the counters in because I didn't know what the difference was, but it seems like there's absolutely no difference between the 2 counters, except for the fact that one of them, and this is the espresso counter, by the way, one of them has the espresso machine and grinder on it already. Another thing I have to confess, y'all, I don't know almost anything about espresso and coffee because I do not partake in those things. Y'all said it like it was something bad. So anyway, in the back, I'm building a bin blocker. It keeps the aesthetics of a place pretty while hiding your trash bin. So that's what I'm doing here. And then I came in and put just something under a half wall to change it so that it's not too high and doesn't look weird back there. Now I am at the Tea Time Solarium kit trying to find a table, but the colors with that kit are very eclectic. So what I decided to do is use two different tables in this cafe. I'm going to use the Tea Time Solarium upstairs because this green table with the yellow and white striped tablecloth looks great. But then if I go back to for rent, there's a very fancy tiny square table that looks beautiful, and so I'm gonna use it here. I was trying to fit one bigger table in for when larger parties come in, but at some point I decided I don't need that. Now you can see I've got some seating with one chair, some with two, some with three, and then this is the one I'm gonna change. It'll be a four-seater because I just didn't like that aesthetic. So you can have four people seated together. The reason I did tables with one and two sims is so that people can't bombard your dates, because I like to do dates in the cafes. Even though I haven't built one, there is one or two that are maxes built, and you can just go get them out of your library, and I really like them, but the sims just bombard your date. So now I need things to put on the wall, guys. I found this cinnamon roll poster that I've used before, but it was huge, so I used my left bracket key to shrink it down one size. These pictures of the pears look great, and it made me decide that I'm gonna put a few extra tables in just to put clutter on, guys, because I want to have some clutter. I did find this cart comes with the Tea Time Solarium kit. There is another bar cart that comes with royalty and legacy. I think there's another one too, but look, things can place nicely, so I put the little tea set on there, and then I also put like a thing where you could grab a clean plate and fork. You don't have to come ask for it at the checkout. And then I hung a little basket inside. It's got fruits and vegetables. That one actually comes from the kitchen clutter kit. So I do have some other packs. So if you're downloading this and you're like, oh no, I don't have these kits, as long as you have the Tea Time Solarium kit, this bill will download with pretty much everything in it, guys. Now I was gonna put these vegetables, that is from the Brazen Lotus garden and table kit. Changed my mind, but the jams and stuff with the little spoon in it, that's from the Home Shelf Hustle pack, and I thought that would be great because you could get your pastry, and I don't know, you might want to put jam on your croissant, who knows? And I don't judge it, baby. Eat the way you eat, be free. So anyway, guys, I put this poster of the tiger on the wall because it's just native to Tomarang. So that's why I put that. And you can also see that I'm adding this fruit basket. I found it to sit on the floor. That fruit basket is also from the For Rent pack. There is a beautiful fruit basket that comes with royalty and legacy. But again, even though I'm not sticking strictly to these three packs, the goal is always to have like 90% of the bill from the packs. If I'm not saying like, hey, this whole bill is these packs, which I don't really like limiting myself that way. But sometimes I do, because sometimes I ask you all my subscribers and you'll say, KT, build this with these packs, and I'll say okay. So look, I am doing a walk-in. I don't know, it just popped into my head. Also, this little thing on the side came with Tea Time Solarium. Once I got the little quarter walls up, I was like, oh, I could put a fence at the end to make it look like you open and close this walkway every night. Again, we got our doors with the bars on it. It's just the way we do security in Tomarang, but we also closed this little gate where obviously somebody could jump over the half walls. I really toyed with putting a little piece of sidewalk under the window because it's walk up, but I just didn't. And I found this little piece for Tomarang to go on the roof, and I'm gonna tell y'all, I fought with that thing for like 30 minutes. So let's go into our walkthrough. This is our patio area. I actually found that divider and decided, ooh, that would be perfect. Sometimes I just look at every item in the pack and see what I can use in the pack from the bill. So let's walk up the walkway. I do apologize for the the walkthrough being a little stilted is because I didn't have myself plugged in. I play on a laptop, guys, and so it kind of stalled my things, but it's not horrible. Look at the T card. It's beautiful. And then these are the bathrooms. Also, when I'm in cinematic camera, sometimes it cuts out certain things. I know I put toilet paper in at least one of those bathrooms. So this is when you come outside, what you see. You see the little tea set on the table. I didn't do this on every table, but on some tables, I actually took the time to find little accent pieces that would be in a cafe. The table against the wall, that is some pastries that sit out. So sometimes we sit out free pastries and others you have to buy. When we're experimenting, that's what we do. Look at the elephant teapot on that table. This is the upstairs bathroom. And y'all may ask, because I get this question, why do you put showers in the bathrooms? Because the Sims like to come here funky, or they like to come to my places and pee on themselves. You saw when you come out to the balcony, you've got more pastry samples. Again, we're experimenting, and we want people to let us know what they think of those pastries before we add them to the menu. So as we do our pan around of Tomarang, I also want to note that I put 2 canoes outside, so that will be in the upload. My gallery ID is at Just a Mom That Sims. I hope you enjoyed this build, and until next time, remember, keep simming, be happy, and always have a blessed day. Bye bye.